Moderate to heavy rains were experienced in several parts of the country this week, causing flooding in low-lying areas. In Negros Occidental, 4 people died in a flash flood. The details from GMA RTV Bicol's Rain Palino.
The country experienced moderate to heavy rains in different parts of the regions this week due to the low-pressure area. For some, the weather brought needed rainfall for planting, but for some, treacherous water floods.
Despite week-long rain, the Bicol River Basin Flood Forecasting and Warning Center recorded no major floodings in Camarines Sur. However, drainage problems caused localized flooding in some areas. In Naga City, some vehicles were not able to pass through floodwaters in the upper barangay of Cararayan. Many residents without face masks were seen wading in the water. In Babolo Bridge, some children and young adults were seen swimming in the Bicol River. Barangay Kagawad Roderick Hob advised parents to monitor their children and remind them on safety measures.
Nanta pong oras na pagliparong po ang mga api. Kaning huli po, may pandemic po, kita mo niya na pagkatakutan, pira po kaya, siguro po may pong maurag sa tubig. Pag sangarap po bagang tubig, pirang minuto pa sana, pwede po pinambagaan ng buwan.
On the other hand, the rain benefited some farmers like Maning.
July, August, na diyaw na dyan ang aral daw na ang oras. Minsan, sarong semana, 2 beses, 3 beses. Pagit talaga siya na doon.
Ngunyan, maray-maray na po. As seen in this video, a tricycle was swept by a flash flood while trying to cross the overflow at Sitio Alingasaw, Barangay Montilla, Moises Padilla last Tuesday. 4 passengers died in the raging waters. The victims are spouses Roldan Sr. and Juvelin Banaag, their 17-year-old son Danilo, and their 17-year-old relative Edmond Samson. The lifeless bodies of Roldan and Danilo were recovered through the efforts of the local MDRRMO last Wednesday, while that of Samson and Juvelin were found floating in the river last Thursday.
Okay, nakipag-coordinate na kami sa mga kapitan, sa mga tanod na kung pwede, kung malakas yung current ng tubig o mataas yung tubig, hindi muna natin i-allow ang mga maliliit na mga salakyan na tatawid for their safety. Use na lang yung hanging bridge natin.
The family was on their way home to Hinigaran from a birthday party. Another tricycle and 7 other relatives survived. The 2-day non-stop downpour caused the water level in Mananga River in Talisay City, Cebu to rise to emergency level, forcing nearly 100 individuals living along the riverbank to temporarily evacuate. According to Alvin Santillana, chief of the Talisay City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office, the continuous rains also resulted to flooding in some areas of the city.
Medyo na-evacuate, no? Natay around 96 katao nga na-evacuate dito sa City of Paglaom. We were able to give food packs sa mga na-affected.
Affected barangays include Dumlog, Bayasong, San Isidro, Mohon, Tabunok, and Lagtang. The rains also caused knee-deep floodwaters in Cebu South Coastal Road, Talisay side. The city's Action Agad team responded accordingly and declogged the drainage from the floating garbage. Meanwhile, in Mindanao, residents of Barangay Bagakay and Poblacion in Alabel, Sarangani Province were rescued after flash floods hit the town last week. A pregnant woman and some children were brought to safety via rescue boats. Some appliances and furniture were drenched as floodwaters breached houses. The wall of this bridge was also damaged after waters from the creek overflowed. Around 39 families were affected by the flood and at least 9 houses were damaged. The Alabel LGU immediately sent relief aid to the affected residents. Barangay Lumbia proper in Cagayan de Oro City was also hit by flash floods, causing motorists to be stranded. The city's low-lying areas were also badly hit, such as Sitio Lower Dulawan with waist-deep waters. The CDRRMO immediately responded to ensure the safety of the residents. In Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, floodwaters that breached the store damaged sacks of rice, feeds, and other items, while residents in Astorga were caught off guard by the deluge. In Barangay Inawayan, rocks, trees, and mud due to heavy rains caused flooding along the roads. A portion of a concrete bridge in Cebulan River was also destroyed by the strong current. And in Davao City, police in Bohangin District helped these stranded residents to go back to their homes after the flooding in Barangay San Vicente caused by a damaged water pump.
The LPA, which has now developed into Tropical Depression Dindo, intensifies as it moves into northwestward over the Philippine Sea. Tropical Cyclone Dindo has no direct impact on the country at the moment. Occasional rains to the southwest monsoon will be experienced over Luzon, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Northern Mindanao, and Bangsamoro. Gale warning is in effect over the northern and western seaboards of Luzon. Sea travel is risky over these areas due to rough to very rough seas. Mai.